Hello traders, hope you're doing well. Now if you're a person who trades in futures and option market, then this video is very important for you because we are going to discuss about the new SEBI rule on peak margin. This rule is coming to effect from 1st August 2022. Now this new rule is very beneficial for futures and options traders. Now without further delay, let us get into today's topic. Traders, let us take a small example to understand what is the current problem which a lot of futures and option traders are facing right now. Just imagine that at the beginning of the day, you planned to trade in Nifty. After the analysis, you decided to sell one lot of Nifty in at the money strike price, thinking that the market will go down. Let us say at the beginning of the day, your broker asked you 1 lakh rupees as margin to execute this order. Okay, so beginning of the day, your marginal requirement to execute the trade was just 1 lakh rupees. Now we need to understand that depending on the current market volatility, the marginal requirement will change. If the volatility is high, the marginal requirement will increase, and if the volatility is low, the marginal requirement will decrease. Now this is the problem. At the beginning of the day, you paid 1 lakh as margin to your broker and entered the trade. Right? But during the trading hours, if the market is highly volatile, then the marginal requirement will also increase. Let's say if the marginal requirement for your current position from 1 lakh becomes 1 lakh 10,000 because of volatility, at that time your broker will start sending you emails and notification asking you to add the balance 10,000 rupees to your demat account, or else he will ask you to close the position. Traders, do you know why the broker is doing this? This is because if you do not maintain the marginal amount, SEBI will impose penalty to your broker. Now this penalty amount is not small, it is very huge. It can be close to 0.5% to 1% of the total trade value. Okay, but how does SEBI check if you have maintained the margin amount? Every day, your broker has to send 4 trade snapshot with the position to SEBI during the market hours. The time at which these snapshots are sent to SEBI is very random so that people cannot manipulate it. Now during the day, if your marginal requirement increases due to volatility, your broker will immediately give you a margin call asking you to add additional funds. In case you don't add the funds, or before you add the funds, if your trade snapshot is taken and sent to SEBI, this will be a big problem. Now when SEBI checks and finds out that you are not maintaining the margin, they will impose penalty on the broker. But your broker, he will not pay this amount. He will ask you to pay this amount to SEBI because you did not maintain the margin amount. A lot of traders are facing this problem when they take marginal benefit for intraday. Traders, there are other situations also where you can face this peak margin problem. For example, let's say you bought a Nifty call option as a hedge for the sell position that you took. Let's say you bought one lot. The strike price is 15,800. At that time, your broker will change the margin to just 25,000. 25,000, just as an example I'm saying you. It can be 35,000 or 40,000 also. But instead of 1 lakh, your broker will take less amount from you as margin. This is because the buy position which you bought will act as a hedge or protection to the sell position that you took. Now the balance 75,000 will get released. Some traders use this amount to add more positions. Now the very important thing that every trader has to know that when you are exiting the position or you're closing the position, you need to exit the sell positions first. You need to exit the sell position first. After that only you have to exit the buy positions. Now instead of exiting the sell position first, if you exit the buy position first, and let's say market is very volatile at that time, let's say around 2 o'clock, 2:15. As soon as you exit the buy position, if your margin requirement, again it will change to 1 lakh 10,000, 20,000. Immediately your broker will reach out to you asking you to add the balance amount, or he will ask you to exit the position. Before you add the balance amount, if the screenshot of your position is taken and it is sent to SEBI, at that time also there will be penalty on you. Okay, I have come across many people who has paid this penalty. But the good news is, effective 1st August 2022, all of these things are going to change. because SEBI has given a new update on peak margin which is coming to effect from 1st August 2022. Now what is this new update? Let us understand. Now, effective 1st August 2022, SEBI has told all the brokers that they do not want 4 snapshots during the day. A broker's platform will be designed in such a way that it will take 4 snapshots of trade and send it to SEBI, but SEBI is saying that they don't want this anymore. Rather, what SEBI is telling is the broker has to send only one snapshot. That to beginning of the day snapshot if they send, SEBI is happy with that. Now, how can this new rule be advantage for intraday traders? Let's understand. Imagine that you sold a call option or you sold a future contract in the morning. Your broker said you have to pay 1 lakh rupees for this. So beginning of the day, the capital margin requirement was 1 lakh rupees. Let's say the day was very volatile. Since volatility is high, your marginal requirement will increase. So because of high volatility, your marginal requirement from 1 lakh became 1,30,000. At this time, of course, your broker will call you and ask you to add the extra 30,000, or he will ask you to close the position. But there is not going to be any kind of penalty for you, because beginning of the day when you entered, marginal requirement was 1 lakh rupees. You paid that to the broker, only then he allowed you to execute the order. So during trading hours, even though there is volatility and your marginal requirement increases, SEBI will not impose any kind of penalty, because only one snapshot during beginning of the day is going to SEBI. But during the trading hours, if your marginal requirement increases, SEBI is not taking any kind of screenshot, right? Only morning one screenshot they're taking. So due to this, there will not be any penalty for intraday traders. But there is a very important thing that you need to understand. For the current day, yes, there will not be any kind of penalty. But let's say you're carry forwarding this position for the next day. Next day morning, for the same position, the marginal requirement became 1,30,000. The next day I'm talking about. At that time, of course, SEBI will take one screenshot. If they get to know that you're not holding this 1,30,000 rupees during beginning of the day, you're not holding this 1,30,000 rupees, of course they will put fine. So you need to be very careful with that. My advice to traders is, if you're carry forwarding the position for next day, always make sure that you have additional margin left in your demat account. So in case the margin increases due to volatility, you will be in safe side. So traders, this was the new update from SEBI, which is going to be effective from 1st August 2022. I hope that you found this video useful. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in the next one.